What? That is not a word, Shelby.
Okay,
We're all doing great.
Oh my god, let's
Oh my god.
Shelby, this cannot be a
Okay.
regular Shelby episode. I'm so hungry and there are Doritos waiting for me downstairs.
Well, I only have like 2 pages of notes, so here we go.
Perfect.
Welcome.
Cool.
You're listening to The Triad, where we're spooky but sensitive. I am Shelby.
I'm Hannah.
I'm Shannon.
Okay.
I almost said I was Shelby,
is-
but I didn't.
This is the
I don't
second
know why.
episode we're recording in a row, so we're very tired. This should be fun.
Also, there's no new
I worked 2
announcements.
jobs today and then
Yeah.
came to this.
Yeah, we have no announcements, so, because we just did announcements about an hour ago.
Listen to last week.
Yeah.
This is like my one day off this week. So,
Yeah.
and I've already had to leave the house twice. I'm not a fan.
Oh, I guess I do have an announcement because I thought of it earlier while we were recording.
Okay.
It's not really an announcement. It's just an observation
fine.
about me being old and sad. But there was a little kid today whose birthday it was, and they were a kindergartner. And I was thinking about it because if they turn 6 today, then that means I am 21 years older than them. And that made me feel gross and old.
I don't like that.
I'm sorry.
I don't like it either. Anyway, the end. Let's move on.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll have a crisis later.
Okay.
Yes. You said this comes out on Christmas Eve?
Yes.
So, Merry Christmas Eve!
Yay!
Yay.
Hope
you're
everybody-
all as excited as I am about Christmas Eve because it's my favorite non-holiday holiday.
Hope everybody is celebrating safely. And hopefully
Yes.
with at least one other human, because otherwise you're going to be sad probably. But, you know,
I will
COVID,
be in the
so.
house where I fell down the stairs. So I'll have to relive that trauma every time
Apparently,
I go
we're
to bed.
in the
opening
bird.
presents over Zoom so that my sister can be involved.
Oh, there you go.
Aw,
We still don't
that's
know what
really
the fuck we're doing.
Don't
so,
know how that's
I
gonna
should
work.
text my
but-
mom
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah. I'm going
Because
home.
she mailed my Christmas presents.
I'm mailing yours this week, hopefully, Hannah.
I'm starting yours
Yay!
this week, hopefully.
You guys
you'll
will
get them
get
after
yours sometime before next Christmas.
Cool.
Same.
As per
As
usual.
always.
Maybe
Yeah,
next
as per
year.
usual.
We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully.
Preferably before your next birthday, but no
Yeah.
promises.
Yeah,
Seriously.
Hannah, I'm gonna be FedExing yours probably, so
Okay,
'cause
I know what it is.
I'm still mad at the post office, so.
Yup.
I
So,
know, but you can't
yeah.
give up on the post office right now. They're having a really rough year.
No, dude, the post office in Chicago is like so bad. Like you will never get your package level of bad, and I don't want to risk it. Plus, I already have to go to FedEx to ship my textbooks back anyway because they use a FedEx label. So like, I'm just saving steps. I want to make sure you get your present. I'm sorry. Because it took me
I'll
way too
just-
fucking long.
Honestly, Shannon, I'll just wait until like next week when you're
Yeah, I'll be
here,
home. So
and I'll just like drop it on your doorstep.
yeah, I'll be home. So
Yeah.
all right then.
Cool.
Now that everybody knows our
Anyway.
Christmas plans.
Right.
Yeah, now that we've discussed that private conversation with the world.
Now that we've hashed out those details,
Like we always
let's talk about. Okay, first of all, my original plan, well, our original plan, because this came out right before Christmas, was to do like a Christmas true crime. And so I was going to cover John Benet Ramsey, but I did not have enough time to do the research on that.
Yeah,
And
that's a
that
big one.
case in particular, I mean, all cases require a certain amount of research for sure, just
Jean
to be
Benet
accurate.
We can't do
So much
two
research.
But this
200
one-
dead kids in a row.
Yeah, this one
Yeah.
requires
It's
so
so
much
much.
research and like so much just like care to cover it correctly. So
Yeah.
that will be covered at some later point in time.
Yeah.
And then our second idea was for me to do Krampus, but if you know me, you know that Christmas is my thing. and I love it. And our house looks like someone threw up glitter and candy canes and bows and ribbons and poinsettias everywhere. Okay, and it is beautiful and magical, and I love it. So Krampus just didn't quite fit that vibe for me.
Nope.
And if you know me, you also know that I love cats, like a little bit too much.
I'm trying to draw a connection here to what we could possibly be talking about. I can't figure it out.
I can only think of one cat thing.
So, what my plan was to do Yule cats, which are a part of Icelandic Christmas folklore.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But there's not a whole lot of information on just them, so we're going to go into the whole, like, what surrounds them, I guess. The whole, the whole folklore that they are part of.
Gotcha. Okay,
I know
cool.
we're talking about Iceland, but I would just like to say that if I were to ever get another cat, it would be a Norwegian forest cat, because they're the most majestic, beautiful kitties to ever grace this earth.
Yes, they are.
Goodbye.
Shelby and I were kind of talking about this morning. I'm really mad that I'm allergic to cats. I love cats. I love them so much, but I get hives and my face swells up, so, like, it's not gonna happen. And, like,
you can
don't tell my dog.
Yuki.
No,
you can't. She will kill you.
Yeah. Like, don't tell Maisie, but, like, if I was not allergic to cats, I would have a cat. Like, I love dogs, but cats are just so much, like, less maintenance, especially in a city. But,
yeah.
I feel like you are
I love
cat
Maisie,
but
but Maisie ended up being very high energy.
Oh, I know. It drives me nuts. She's way too high energy for me. Yeah.
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 Oh my God,
I mean, I grew up with... What?
Go ahead.
Oh, like, I grew up with both, like, a dog and 2 cats in the house, so it's not like I genuinely, like, don't have a preference for either one, like, usually. But yeah, living in a city and ending up with a dog who has more energy than I have ever had in my entire life combined, it's just not good. Like, I love my dog so much, and I just feel bad because I know she wants to, like, go do more stuff, but I'm like, dude, we can't. Like, there's nowhere for me to take you, for one thing.
Right.
And
also,
2,
I need to lie down for 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, she's fine.
But what I was going to say was I almost adopted, or I really wanted to adopt this pit bull that I saw the other day on Pet Finder, which I sometimes peruse, because it said, this is the laziest dog we have. He does not like to move. And I was like, that's who I want. He looks scary, but he doesn't
that's
do
the
things.
one I need.
Yeah, well,
they were like, he's also not even food motivated. He just likes to sleep.
Oh my God. that was my dream.
Is that dog sick?
That is Gypsy, except she is food motivated, but that's it.
Well,
I should say that I don't have anything against dogs, and I'm not necessarily like a cat person over a dog person. I love both.
Yeah, that's what I am.
Cats have a slightly stronger edge just because I am a cat.
Yeah.
In that I like to sleep all
Their
day.
little claws are in
and
your heart.
I am angry all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that's
you knock
it.
things off the counter frequently. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yes,
I do.
Actually. And I like to be loved, but only on my terms.
Yeah. Yeah, Maisie tricked me. She was very calm, and they said she didn't, like, you know, she'd only been in the shelter for about 2 weeks before I got her, because she came from a different shelter.
Yeah.
So they were like, she's pretty calm, and I was like, okay, and then I took her home, and I was like, they lied to me.
I was going to say that nothing about your dog is calm.
She is on crack. She is the cuddliest, nicest, just sweetest dog you could possibly imagine. She just has so much fucking energy, and I do not.
Yup.
She's a little bit psychotic, but...
Oh, she's super psychotic. And I'm pretty sure she has ADHD, so that's fun.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Poor baby. Yeah, at some point, I need to get her a dog so she has something to play with during the day. But, like,
That's
I'm going to have to get another
I'm like,
dog.
Peppa needs a pet.
Yeah. But, like, that dog is also going to have to be insane, or else Mason will get bored. I'm digging myself a hole.
Or you could just get a really, really big, like, sleepy dog that will just sit on her.
That too. Yeah.
She a Bernese Mountain Dog.
Yeah. Well, that won't be
Like
until
Dodge.
I have a big girl dog, so that's not going to be for a while anyway, but... Okay, anyway.
Dodgy Dodge. Shout out to my aunt and uncle and their dog, Dodge, who's the best. He's so big. He's like 160 pounds and thinks he's a lap
Good
dog.
lord. Yeah, Maisie's only 40 pounds.
Well, no, he is a big boy. He, I think he'll like go out into their, cause they live like, they really do live on a farm. He'll just go out and like stare at the cows. And I think that when he looks at them, he's like, these are my people. And they're like, who let this baby cow out?
Maisie sees every
who's missing
living
a baby?
creature. Yeah, Maisie sees every creature that we pass as either a friend or like a toy, depending on what the creature is, except straight white dudes. She does not give a single shit about straight white dudes, which I think is hysterical.
The enemy.
That is the best.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, let's get this over with.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a Shelby episode.
All right.
We got distracted already.
So, we're doing Icelandic Christmas folklore. Specifically to, like, one-ish story, I guess, or, like, it's like a family of characters, I guess. It's not necessarily one story.
Oh, sorry.
But-
With
Oh
cats,
my gosh.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. This is actually kind of relevant. With cats, George's cat, Elvis, from My Favorite Murder, he died.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
When?
Well, because I saw,
No.
because we follow her
Oh
on
my
the
God,
show
you can't
Instagram.
tell- I'm gonna cry.
And so I saw
Yeah.
something yesterday that he wasn't doing well, and then I would just popped up on my Twitter.
You should have saved that for afterwards.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't
It's
want to
okay.
forget.
But that's really sad.
Yeah. Okay, we'll dedicate this to Elvis. How about that?
I'm not
Serious,
sure this is
I'm
the one we
gonna-
want to dedicate to Elvis, but okay.
True.
Because you know how I said Krampus wasn't really my Christmas kind of vibe?
Yeah.
This one ended up being along the same
That's true.
vein.
I kind of know this a little bit, but only because I think it was, and that's why we drink. I think for their first Christmas one, M covered. I don't know if it's the same exact thing, but it was within this like body of work, I suppose. So I kind of know
Gotcha.
this, but yeah, I don't know
Probably.
it super well off the top of my head.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm excited. This will be a fun one for Christmas, though. So
Yeah, I wanted to do something that was
not
what
miserable and sad for once for us.
Well, it's not miserable and sad. It's a little like, no, it's got some funny moments. I'm excited.
They're weird. These are interesting stories.
Look, it's
Anyway.
Icelandic folklore, but
Yeah.
also because like it came from like the 17th century / one of the characters is like from back in the 13th century. There's a lot of like Danish and like Norwegian stuff, which I don't really get into that, but I mean, all those countries are tied together, you know. Anyway, so these are I'm gonna call it like characters as opposed to stories because they're not necessarily separate stories. It's like a family unit, for lack of a better concept. But it's these creatures, and they there's like the mother and the father, which is, and I'm gonna say this wrong because I do not speak Icelandic in any way, shape, or form. This is Grilla and Lepaludi.
That sounds right. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm. That's what we're gonna go with.
Yeah, my
So
friend from,
Grilla.
sorry, real quick.
What?
My friend at law school who is also named Shelby, she
Yes.
is Icelandic. Like her father
Oh, yeah.
immigrated
That's
from
right.
Iceland.
That's right. You said that.
Yeah, she might know how to pronounce these, but it's not very much help right now.
Well, it's a little late for that.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so Grilla is the mother and Lepaludi is the father. And then they have 13 sons, which are known as the Yule lads.
I do remember
And-
these guys.
Yeah, they're also sometimes called the Yule men, but most often it is translated as the Yule lads. And then that family has their house cat, which is the Yule cat. So, the tales that involve these characters, they in their original form, are like traditional folk tales in that they are scary. They are not fun stories. They were used primarily to scare children into good behavior. So it is like, if you do this, like, bad thing, or if you don't listen, this person's gonna come and get you, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's what old folk tales were used for. So that's definitely where the origins of these come from. In today's society, of course, they've put a benevolent spin on them, and made it more along the lines of like a Father Christmas type of thing, and it's not the like scary whatever, but I don't care about that part because that part's not fun. So
Real quick, Hannah, are you still there?
I'm just very sad about Elvis, but yes, I am still here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Shannon killed the vibe.
I'm
before it even
sorry. I
started.
didn't want to
I know.
forget.
Okay.
I don't know. I get very upset about pets dying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I do too.
It's okay. Oh, well, rest in peace, Elvis.
Yeah.
I know.
Mm.
Also, my
Alright.
cat is screaming at the door, so if you do hear screaming, it's my
Yuki's all curled up in the
Yule
blanket that I
cat.
gave her. I should have done this weeks ago. Anyway. Okay, so this whole family, they live together in a cave in the mountains of Iceland. And they come down from the mountains around Christmas time and will go into like the nearby towns and stuff like that. Okay, so basically, how do I want to say this? Okay, so tales. Okay, I'm gonna start with Grilla and Lepaludi, the mother and father.
Okay.
Okay, so Grilla has been mentioned in Icelandic / Norwegian / Danish folklore since the 13th century, but she was not associated with Christmas until the 17th century. And the 17th century is kind of when the stories of the Yule lads and Lepaludi came around. So Grilla was kind of like the origin, and basically back in her original stories, she is depicted as an enormous and repulsive giantess / troll.
rude.
Yes.
Rude.
Yes.
Pause for
Although,
one
if
second.
you
I have to go let my shitty cat in here.
okay.
What do you want? In typical cat fashion, she's just standing at the door, not coming in. So, after she was
Of
shaking
course.
it and screaming. You're a dork. Did you know that? You are a dork.
Are we all back?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, 17th century is when the Yule lads and Lepaludi were kind of like added into the lore, but Grilla
Did you
has
just
been around before
bite
then.
me? You did not. Hold on. Out. Be gone.
That was a no, mommy, I'll be good.
How dare you kick me out?
Right.
Okay.
Oh, I also saw. Hang on, let me find it. They may have solved one of the zodiac ciphers.
Really?
What? I'm googling that right now.
Yeah, they solved one of the zodiac ciphers today.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Where did I put my phone? I gotta text people. Also, part of my like John Bonet research that I'm doing is I'm like literally everyone I know who knows anything about the case. I'm like, who do you think did it, and tell me your reasoning.
I saw your Instagram story the other day.
Yeah, just because I want like
Well, I
a
wanna
decent
know.
amount of research.
Yeah. Well, and like I feel like we need with that case. It's just so like everybody has an opinion, you know, and
Yeah.
I would like to know people's opinions on it.
Right. Like I just want to know what the general
Yeah. I want to know if
like
we're the weird
consensus
ones, or...
is amongst
Yeah.
true crime junkies, and then people who don't know much about the case. I kind of want to see, like, people who just have a general
Yeah.
understanding, what their thoughts are.
Yeah.
So
That's a good way to go about doing that. Yeah.
I just want to know.
Yeah.
So far, everyone agrees with me, though, so.
Yeah, I think most people do. I don't think we're the
At
fringe...
this point, the true crime
Yeah.
the true crime junkie scene all kind of has the same general consensus, I feel like.
Yeah. That's okay. Anyway, Hannah, are you good?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm reading the Zodiac cipher.
Okay. News.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Grilla was described as an enormous and repulsive giantess / troll.
Right.
So, trolls are fairly common in Scandinavian folklore and, like, Icelandic folklore. They are along the lines of, I would say, like, their version, they have their own version of elves, and then, but yeah, for Shannon, think along the lines of the trolls that were in the book East. That's, I guess, kind of what I would equate it to.
Yeah. More so than the trolls from, like, Frozen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. More like, and for people who haven't read East, maybe they're, like, relatively human-like. They just have different features that make them not human.
They're larger than humans, but
and their skin's a little funky, and they speak a different language.
Their skin looks like
it's
papery.
Yeah.
Their noses might be longer.
Yeah.
Their features are different proportions, but overall, they're very human-like.
Yeah. Whereas in Frozen, as I'm sure most of us know, they're little bitty rock creatures.
Yeah.
So.
And that's not the kind of troll we're talking about.
Yeah.
So, I guess, yeah. Anyway, that's kind of what we're going for as far as, like, troll when we say that.
Okay.
So yeah, again, kind of like a giantess.
Yes.
Sure. Think Hagrid.
Yes.
I love Hagrid. I was just thinking about it.
But yeah, so she, in her original stories, back in the 13th century, she, like, her MO of, like, what she does hasn't really changed over the years, but in her original stories, she started out, where she lived in a small cottage, like, right outside of a town. Probably all towns, because everyone used the story, but, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as the tales went on, it pretty much became that she was, like, driven out of town and forced to live in a cave in the mountains. Some versions of stories say that she and her whole family live in a cave in the Dimmuborgir lava fields, which I should have looked up,
that's
but
sick.
I didn't. That is sick.
Yeah.
I wish I lived there. I don't know what it's like, but it sounds cool. Again, should have looked it up, but I didn't, so meh. Anyway,
That's okay.
that was also just like a little side note. Some of the stories say that that's where they live. Some
Did
say
they
they live up in the
say-
mountains above some random town.
Did they say why she was driven out? Was it just because she's a troll, or were there reasons?
Okay,
Does
well,
it depend?
it didn't
Are you
give
gonna get into
specifics
that?
on why she was driven out, but her whole thing is that she goes around town, and she's depicted as, like, a beggar, essentially, but she goes around town asking parents for their disobedient children so that she can eat them.
Yeah, that'll do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Bye.
and
Maybe
again,
leave?
back in the day, you could get around her, like, you could thwart her plans, essentially, by either feeding her regular food or driving her out. So I assume that's why she was driven out of town.
Probably, yeah, that would do it.
But even with the, like, giving her regular food, her appetite is insatiable, so
Yeah, so it would have been
Yeah.
more economically feasible to drive her out of the town.
to just drive her out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, it's probably easier as far from, like, a folk tale standpoint to be like, yeah, she lives up in those mountains we never
Yeah,
go in, as opposed to she
exactly.
lives in a cottage on the edge of town, even though you were just there and there's no cottage.
Yeah.
Which one? Point it out.
Yeah.
right? Like, it's much more easy to trick children
Yeah, for sure.
with an
because
unseeable thing.
Yeah. I forgot
Something
that
they
was,
would never find.
Yeah. I forgot that was the goal, was to terrorize children.
Yeah, so it's probably partially to do with, like, her actual story and partially just to be from, like, a parent standpoint, be like, well, my kid's in the wandering phase, and now they're going to realize that this story's not true, but I still need them to behave, so...
Now
she lives in the
troll
mountains.
Woman who will eat you.
Yeah.
You can't get to her, though. She's there, I
promise. But yeah, so basically she goes around, she collects disobedient or mischievous children. She takes them back to her mountain in a giant sack, and then she cooks them in a giant pot, and her favorite way to eat them is in child stew.
All right.
Yeah.
What's the secret ingredient in that?
You know, I don't know. I think it's potatoes.
Maybe
Oh
mushrooms.
my god, garlic.
Maybe some water.
Yeah.
I don't know. Make some broth. But yeah, so in the
Stew, it's not
17th
brothy.
century, what?
I'm not
What'd
gonna
you
fight
say?
you right now. I said if it's a stew, it's not brothy, but I'll shut up. I'm gonna get a fight
Okay,
with
that's
myself.
fair. No, you're right.
Just saying.
Okay, anyway. So in the 17th century, that is when the other characters were kind of added in to her storyline, and that's around that time is when she became associated with Christmas as well.
Okay.
Because before that, it was kind of just like a year-round thing. So now, as part of her story, now that she is associated with Christmas, it is that she has the ability to detect if a child has been disobedient, like, year-round, essentially. So again, along the lines of, like, Santa or Krampus or any of those.
Did your parents ever tell you about the elf needle nose?
No.
Okay, that's another tool that parents use. There's apparently an elf named Needle Nose who spies on you all year, and that's how Santa knows if you've been naughty or nice all year. It's because fucking Needle Nose is, like, in your house. And I swear to you that I saw... It might not have been Needle Nose, but I swear to you I saw some form of an elf or a gnome or something once in Illinois.
Once.
It, like, ran around a corner.
I mean, I
It
don't
was
believe you
very
on that.
bizarre.
Illinois is weird, man.
Look, there's
might
a
have been an
lot of
alien.
weird lore in Illinois that
Yeah.
It was in Belleville.
Yeah.
Look,
Belleville's
those
also
cornfields are weird. True.
Keep Belleville weird, I guess. Oh, Needle Nose gave me a Roma Joe's gift card for Christmas this year.
We love that
So
for
thanks
you.
for that. I guess I was good.
Apparently.
But yeah, so now she only comes around once a year, but she, like, detects which children were bad all year round, gathers them all up, takes them back to her mountain and eats them.
Okay.
She also apparently, throughout all of the stories that she has been in over time, she has been married 3 times. So, as I put it in my notes, she must be a real catch. So her current husband is Lepaludi, and he, I guess, is apparently described as being a lazy, well, this is how I wrote it in my notes, not how it was written on the website. Oh, also, all of my notes came from Wikipedia, and then it was, like, discovericeland.is,
Okay.
I believe.
That's like beyond Russia.
Yeah, it was definitely like an
Was it like a tourism
Icelandic
website?
like tourism website, but it was about, like, their Christmas stuff. If you go at Christmas time, here's the things you might see. But yeah,
Cool.
so the way I wrote it in my notes is that Lepaludi is a lazy layabout, freeloading waste of space.
Okay.
Because in
That's
every
direct.
version of him that I saw, literally, it was like one sentence where they were like, he doesn't really do much. He just stays in the cave all day. And I was like, so this lady's out here getting all the food for him, coming home, cooking it, and then he's just gonna, like, just chill?
Yeah.
Sauteing
Rude.
those mushrooms to put in that.
Look, he's the one peeling all the potatoes.
He better
Yeah.
be.
It's got to do something.
Right. And Grilla also has many children from her 2 previous marriages, but those children are rarely mentioned in like any stories nowadays. If you like look back at old stories of her, they'll be mentioned, but nowadays most people don't even know of those children or care unless, you know, they are into old folklore, which is me, but only me. So, anyway, with Lepaludi, she had 13 sons, and they are the most famous of her children. They are the ones known as the Yule lads, but we will talk about them in a minute. So, we are now going to talk about the Yule cat,
Yay.
which is what got me to this topic. But again, there wasn't a whole lot specifically just on the Yule cat, so I kind of brought in it to the whole family.
Yeah.
So the Yule cat lives in the mountain cave with Grilla, Lepaludi, and the Yule lads, and it is their house pet.
And the boys.
Yes, and the boys, the lads. The cat is described as a huge and vicious cat.
Sounds like
I
Sheldon.
definitely wrote viscous in my notes instead of vicious.
So slippery.
No, it is a huge and vicious cat that roams the snowy countryside in search of people that haven't gotten any new clothes to wear before Christmas Eve. And if anyone doesn't have new clothes before Christmas Eve, the Yule cat will devour them.
That's really fucking
Does that
classist.
mean, like, January 1st, you can have a new pair of socks and be good? Or, like,
No.
what?
Can you
No,
unpack
they have
that
to have-
further?
What's the timeline?
They-
This is like that
Okay,
whole fucking
okay.
the Gremlins feeding
I was
them after
gonna
midnight.
kind
I'm
of...
so upset about
I'm
it!
going to touch on the timeline. Well, I was going to do it with the Yule lads, but Yule time is the 13 days leading up to Christmas.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So it starts on December 12th
Okay.
Fuck!
is Yule.
I can't even be part of that? For my...
You're so
Okay,
close.
Here's what pisses me off the most, is that my birthday, is even though it's in December, is technically in fall. And
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that so much. I want to be a winter baby. Why couldn't you have waited, like, 11 days? 10 days! It was only 10 days!
Oh my goodness.
Who is the you in this situation?
My mom! Cross your legs, Paula.
Oh my god.
Because I was thinking, like, that would have worked with me, because I was a planned C-section. I mean, it wouldn't have worked for winter, because I was born in July. But, like, I was a planned C-section, and my
Yeah,
mom,
that
like,
would've fucking sucked
chose
if you
the
were
day,
in
but I was
the
just
winter.
like, did your mom, that was where I was going, like, did your mom choose what day you were born? Like, I don't understand.
No.
Oh my god.
Ugh. Yeah. That's why Allie and
Yeah.
I tell each other happy removal day instead of happy birthday. It makes my mom really mad. Which is another reason why we do it.
Your little baby tumors.
Yeah. We were both via C-section. Mine was planned. Allison's was an emergency because she almost died. So, yeah.
Yay.
She's like, we're starting this out with a bang.
Yeah. The
Yes.
cord was around her neck, so they had to do an emergency C-section. But I was planned because I was breech and refused to go back. So,
Yup.
yeah. Anyway. Sorry. Got sidetracked.
Yeah, so that's kind of the timeline of this, is that when I say Christmas time or like Yule time, all of this generally happens in like the 13 days leading up to Christmas. Everything with all of these characters, that is the timeline. So with the Yule cat, if you don't have new clothes before Christmas Eve, the Yule cat will come and devour you.
I said it before, but I think it got swallowed up. That's really fucking classist. If you're poor,
So
you're
what if-
fucked.
Yes. Okay,
I got
but
new clothes for my birthday on the 11th. Would I be fucked?
no, you would be okay.
But
See,
you said
here,
that it doesn't
here,
start
let
until
me
12.
tell you why.
We're dissecting
Okay,
this way too much.
let me actually finish the topic.
Sorry.
Okay,
Yes.
so this
No,
story.
I have 8 more questions first.
All right, I'm just gonna talk over you. So this story appeared in writing around the 19th century. Supposedly, they call it an ancient folk tale, but it would have had to be in like spoken word because it doesn't appear in writing until the 19th century.
Okay.
And it was used by farmers as an incentive for their field workers to finish processing their wool before Christmas.
Oh, that's smart.
So
okay.
the workers who finished their work in time were given new clothes.
Gotcha.
The workers who did
Don't
not
finish.
did not get new clothes because they didn't have the
got
wool to make them.
Murdered by a cat.
Yes.
That is
And
fascinating.
some versions of the story, the cat just comes to their house and eats up all their food, leaves the people alone. Most versions, the cat eats the person.
Okay, and it's because like in my head it was only children, but this is adults.
This one is adults.
Okay,
Yes,
I
the
think
Yule
that
cat
was
is
the part where I was
literally
getting stuck
anybody.
up. Okay, cool.
Yep.
I was getting stuck on
Grilla is children.
that. Right.
The
Okay.
Yule cat is anybody.
Okay. He's an equal opportunity fucker upper to put it.
Murderer.
Yes, this cat. Yeah, okay, again, the way I wrote it is those who did not finish their work did not get new clothes and were left to the mercy of the Yule cat, but it's a cat and they have no mercy.
That's fair. All right.
So,
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I also wrote some stories depict the cat as merely eating all of the food of those without new clothes, but that story's no fun.
Yeah.
So, and that is really all I have about the Yule
Boo.
cat, because that's really all you can generally find. Apparently there's
Yeah.
a 2020 movie on Netflix that has a Yule cat in it, but it's depicted as like a bobcat, and I was like, well, that's
Oh,
stupid, so
That's
no.
not going to be right. Yeah.
Did you?
In my head, I picture one of the like mountain cats, because giant fluffy anger just coming at you makes me laugh.
Oh, a Norwegian forest cat?
Yeah.
Oh, they have such plush tails. I love them.
So
Yes.
is this cat in proportion to size with the trolls?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm envisioning, I've made this comparison before, that grumpy looking motherfucker in Over the Garden Wall during the dream scene. It's something
Yes.
similar to that. Not like an actual, like, known cat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm envisioning. Because
Imagine-
apparently that's my
I-
only
I-
point of reference.
Imagine it along the size of like a bear.
Okay.
So, like, okay. So, like a troll, like whatever the cat equivalent of a troll is.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
We're getting
What was the other
hyper specific on a lot of things today.
Right? Like the
Shelby, could
anatomy
you draw us
of
a
a
picture,
Yule cat.
please?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really all there is to know about the Yule cat. I mean, you can find like, I guess, specific stories, but they're dumb. So
And they're all probably saying roughly the same thing.
yeah. So that's, I just kind of took like the basic information of
Yeah.
like what it is and what it does.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
All right. As far as Christmas time stories go, the Yule lads are probably like the most, I guess, popular part of this whole family. And again, they came
boys,
about
TM.
what?
I said the boys, TM. You know what? I'm just gonna leave.
Look, I'm just deaf, okay? I'm sorry.
Like, I don't think we've actually addressed this. If two people are talking, and like, if I am not talking and both of you are talking, I cannot hear what is happening. Or if I am talking and somebody else is talking, I cannot hear what is happening.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I got
bad.
nothing. Sometimes I listen back on the episodes and I'm like, oh, that's what they said?
No, I do that every single time I edit. I'm like, oh, and it's usually Hannah for whatever reason. I'm like, oh, that's what Hannah said. And I feel bad.
Listen, I'm funny as fuck,
know!
but I
No,
So
she
many
is. Everything
things.
she says is hilarious, but we never
I
hear it.
can't.
Yeah. Yeah. It just doesn't.
That's it, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Oh my god. Oh, I didn't take a picture of it. Yesterday I was working in 4th grade, and there are all these posters on the wall that are like things to say instead of like negative comments about
Oh,
yourself.
God.
But the one that was up, it didn't have an alternative like say this, not that. So all it said, and it was like on top of the board, was "I give up," and I was like, "Hell yeah!" I feel it.
Oh, that's funny.
It was.
I mean, that's what I say.
Yeah.
So funny. But all the other ones were like, instead of saying, "I wish," or "I'm gonna get," I quit because they're doing it better. It's, I'm gonna find out how they do it and see if it works for me. Like, it was all,
Positivity nonsense.
I guess, Barb.
Your inner self-talk.
Yeah. Probably
Yes,
good
you
for
have to have
fourth graders.
positive inner self-talk, which is not something any millennial learned.
Nope.
So,
That is not a quality that we possess.
nope.
Your parents are disappointed and you start crying.
Yup. If I don't get a trophy for showing up, I assume you hate me.
Even if I
Okay.
do get a trophy for showing up, I assume you hate me, but that just might be my anxiety.
Then I
I'm so
just
sorry
assume
I
it's
cost
a
you
pity
money on this trophy.
Look, if I don't get one, you hate me. If I do get one, you pity me.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
There's no way to there's no way to win. We're just
I'm so sorry you wasted your money on this trophy.
yeah.
Right? And now you've got expectations for me that I can't live up to, and I'm just eternally a disappointment,
can't.
okay? Here we go.
We're all slowly falling into an abyss. Okay, let's continue.
Yep, okay, so the boys, TM.
Yes.
Thank you.
So there's
names.
13 of them in modern times. Back in the day, it kind of depended on region, how many of them there were, just based off of, like, differences in the stories being told in different regions. And then, let's see, it was around, okay, here. What did I write? That is not a word, Shelby. Okay. Anyway, so some of them this is back in the day, some of them were depicted, oh my god, words, depicted.
Dude, I said opioid voices, so it's okay.
True. Okay. So some of them are depicted as just merely being pranksters. Some of them were actually depicted as monsters that preyed on and ate children. In modern times, they're mostly just pranksters, and they make life really annoying for people. They're not like their mother. They don't eat children anymore, supposedly.
They've reformed their ways.
Mom, we're vegan now.
We're vegan now.
Yes. And then another weird little, like, tidbit that I didn't really know where to put, but I think it's part of the reason why they're no longer, like, monsters per se, is that the King of Denmark, back in the 1700s, was opposed to them being used as a disciplinary tool for children. But this was, let's see, Christian VI, who was the King of Denmark and Norway from 1730 to 1746. So,
Okay.
That's like incredibly progressive for that time.
right.
We
But
shouldn't
also he was
psychologically
like,
torture children.
I'm pretty sure, and I didn't write this down, I should have, but he like became king at like 14 or something. So it was probably that his parents said
Yeah.
something to him and he was like, you're damaging their psyche, stop it. So,
Yeah.
I'm a vegan.
Mom, we're vegans now. But anyway,
Oh shit.
so I think that has
What, Hannah, you
a
okay?
fair,
Nothing.
Sorry. Okay.
I was just thinking, it was our last day of class today. I could have told my students about this hot shit, but I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
nope,
Didn't.
take
I
it to
didn't.
the grave.
Don't worry about it. I'll put it on their. Wait, they don't get report cards. What the fuck?
On their parent
On their
teacher
grade
notes.
report.
God, if I had to do that. No, thank you.
I would get very bad marks for that this semester.
Yep.
I have no clue who this person
Yeah.
is.
She showed up for like a month
be
and then I
the
never saw her
comment.
ever again. Then she took all of her finals in 2 days.
And now she's
Yep.
dead.
Okay, Sorry, Shelby, keep going.
No, you're good. Okay, so I think that is part of the reason why they were kind of no longer depicted as monsters. I don't know that for sure. That's speculation on my part, but
That makes sense.
Yeah. So then in the mid 19th century, there was this man who was inspired by the Brothers Grimm to basically start collecting folk tales from around like Denmark, Norway, Iceland, Scandinavia, essentially. And his name was John Arneson. And in 1862, he released a collection, and that one contained the story of the Yule Lads, and that was the first mention of any of the boys having names.
Okay.
Thank you.
And we're gonna get into their names because they crack me up.
I remember these. They're hysterical.
Yes.
I hope it's like how the because I don't know the story.
Yeah.
I hope it's how the dwarves are named in the Hobbit, because those guys have some great names. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
I
Like-
don't.
Look, we'll get there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Shannon, crack a book.
I tried to
Look,
read the
I
Hobbit.
tried.
I'm kidding. I'm
No.
I know.
I tried to get her to watch Lord of the
I
Rings
fell
with
asleep.
me, and she fell asleep.
Oh my god.
I
I was
asleep.
so disappointed
I
in
know.
her. I don't know how we're
I think
friends.
I watched the first two and then I fell asleep during the third one. To be fair.
No, you fell asleep
Did
in
I?
the
What's
second one.
Most
She fell asleep
exciting!
in the second one
Okay.
before we even got to Helm's Deep, and
I'm sorry.
I gave up on
I
that
did.
point. I
Literally
was like,
battle with
sorry.
ghosts. in the
"You're a
third one.
heathen."
I tried to it's just not I don't know. I just can't get into it. I don't know why. You'd
up.
think I would.
Shut the hell your
But
mouth.
Yeah, because you're a big fantasy person.
I
but
know.
It's fine.
I just-
It's fine.
It's your big
It's
dork.
fine.
I know. I also tried to read The Hobbit and holy fuck, that book is boring at the beginning. So I got stuck
If you
and
put
I
tunes
just
to the little songs,
I
it goes by fast.
yeah, I just can't. It's the same thing, like, I can't read anything by Victor Hugo because he talks about useless, not important bullshit for the entire
Wow.
book. So I just can't.
Yeah, the
Incredibly
beginning
offended.
of The Hobbit is a lot about, like, the Hobbit life.
Yeah, and I
And
don't
it is
care.
very-
It's all like,
I
and
need
we're going to talk
plot.
about this family tree for
We're going to talk
45
about
pages.
potatoes for 18 pages.
Yeah, I need a plot or I'm going to lose focus, so I can't do it.
Yeah. I'll give you that
Also,
one about The Hobbit.
I'm going to have to fight you about this Victor Hugo.
I read Les Mis in high school.
Can we have this fight later?
Yeah, we can. We can.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
we can.
If we ever have a book club again.
What do you mean again?
Or
Yeah, we never did in the first place.
I am I'm confused. In my dreams.
Anyway, so that collection of folk tales included the Yule Lads. That was the first mention of their names. Beautiful. Anyway, in
You ever get the burp
1932.
when you're hungry and you're
Oh my
burping?
god.
Okay.
Okay.
God.
In 1932, a poem by Icelandic poet Johann Kotlum, sure, came out, and it was published. I should use correct terms here. It was titled Yule Lads,
Appeared
and-
in the ether.
and this poem became extremely popular and like well known and everything. And that is what essentially solidified the current canon of there being 13 of the boys, what their names are, and what their personalities are.
Okay.
Because their names are tied to their personalities / what their favorite trick is what their
Can you
name
hear
is.
my cat scratching at the door and screaming? Just asking, wondering.
I
I mean,
can't.
I can't hear it now. Shannon might be able to hear it when she
I might hear it later,
edits.
but
but
it's fine.
She's just fucking screeching.
As long as you're not talking, I can fix it. You know what I mean? And like, even when you are talking, I can usually work around it. So it's all good.
yeah, at this point they're so used to our cats.
Seriously, they know.
The demons that they are. Okay, so the the Yule lads come to town one by one, again, over the duration of Yule. So,
Makes sense.
the first one comes to town December 12th, the second one December 13th, and so on. And they each stay for 13 nights, and then they all leave one by one.
Okay.
So basically, the first one comes on December 12th, stays until Christmas Day, and then leaves. And then the second one comes December 13th, leaves December 26th. And so on, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the whole time that they are in town, they play pranks and steal from the townspeople. Again, back in the day, they used to also, like, eat disobedient children and blah, blah, blah. Don't do that anymore. So, the names of the boys. And here we go.
My favorite part.
I am not even going to remotely attempt to say their Icelandic names.
No.
I have them written in my notes, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, the first Yule lad is Sheepcoat Claude.
I love him.
Just wait till we get to Yule lad number 2. He fits in with your John Mulaney quote. So, Sheepcoat Claude, his favorite prank is to harass sheep.
Makes
I
sense.
don't know why. Don't know. I don't know how he harasses them, or what he does with them, or how that irritates but sheep are also stupid, so he probably leads them, like, off a cliff or something. But,
That's more than harassing.
sheep are stupid, okay?
No, I know. It's just more of a severe act than harassing them, straight up killing them.
I mean, yeah.
He probably
No,
just,
he
like,
probably,
pokes
like-
them a lot. Like
That, or he'll probably, like, get them stuck in some brambles
Yeah.
or something. So the sheep herder has to, like, go find them.
Yeah.
Essentially. Anyway, so Yule lad number 2 is Gullygawk, who hides in gullies and sneaks into the cowshed when no one is around to steal milk.
Ha ha ha, I got you.
You gotta eat some milk.
And literally the whole time I was like, isn't that a John Mulaney skit?
Yes, it is.
It is. It's a metaphor for sex.
Yes. But anyway, so that's Gullygawk. Yule lad number 3 is called Stubby.
I'm sorry,
He
I
is-
just love these names so much.
I love
They're
them.
so funny.
Stubby is unusually short for a troll, and he
What?
likes to steal pans so that he can eat the crumbs out of them.
Who's not washing their pans?
Right? Number 4 is Spoon Licker.
Can you guess what he does?
I mean, he steals and licks wooden spoons and then puts them back.
That's gross.
Bro's out here spreading all the COVID.
Seriously.
Okay.
Gross.
That's why we all
Anyway.
have COVID, guys. Spoon
Right?
Spoon Licker
Spoon
went
That
rogue.
fucking troll.
He went rogue.
He was like, enough of this Yule nonsense. Okay.
Although it
So.
probably did start last December, so like.
Oh, you're right. Spoon Licker was like, I got something for these people.
Y'all want to die?
Okay. So, number 5 is Pot Scraper. He
What?
likes to steal leftovers from pots.
Who is not feeding these people? We're just
Cleaning their dishes.
Yeah, we're doing their dishes.
Yeah, I love
Maybe they
how-
just
I'm
leave
not
their
gonna
leftovers
speak to
out
that,
overnight.
Actually.
Yeah. I think
Lots of
that,
people do that.
I haven't listened to it in a while, but I think Christine made this comment on the And That's Why We Drink episode. Like, I love how there is a different one for pots and for pans separately.
Look, Stubby steals pans so he can eat crumbs.
Yes.
Pot
Stubby
Scraper
doesn't have a
steals
long enough tongue 'cause he's
leftovers
short.
out of
He
pots.
can't get in that pot.
Okay? He has to get the pan out of the oven because he can't reach
Yes.
the stove for the pot.
Yes. That's fair. All right.
Number 6 is Bowl Licker. He, which, yes, much like spoon licker, he licks bowls, but he hides under beds waiting for people to put down their bowls, which he then steals. So that he can lick them out.
What are you are you eating cereal in your bed?
It's like a, the word they used, it was like a porridge bowl.
Oh.
Thing.
That's cereal. It's hot cereal.
Yeah.
You're right.
I ain't wrong.
And, like, it's winter. Maybe people are eating, like, under covers or something because it's so fucking cold. Maybe.
Yeah.
Don't you
I
have a
know.
fireplace?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to logic my way out of this, and it's not gonna happen.
Look, I eat in bed all the time.
We are talking
I'm
about
to eat
trolls
ice
who
cream
lick
in my bed,
bowls.
so don't judge.
Yeah. It's fine.
There is no logic.
I know there's not. That's why I said it's not gonna work.
Trolls who lick bowls. Moving on.
Number 7 is door slammer. Guess what he does? He likes to slam doors.
Emma Farley?
Oh my goodness.
Actually, unless there's a Stompy one. Is there a Stompy one?
No.
Damn it.
Missed opportunity there.
Right?
I know.
Right. No, door slammer likes to slam doors, preferably in the middle of the night, but he will do it in the middle of the day if given the opportunity. He doesn't care. He just wants to annoy you.
He just wants to slam them doors.
I mean, it is fun. He's just an angsty preteen.
Yeah.
All the time.
He's angsty Harry. Slamming
Yep.
doors. It's
Yep.
all good.
All right, so number 8 is, and I don't know how to pronounce this word, but it's Skur Gobbler. And literally all it says that he does is he eats, I'm going to say Skur,
Can you spell
which
it?
Will you spell that?
Skyr. Skyer? Skur? I don't know, it's like yogurt.
Yep.
Oh.
I just Googled it.
Yeah. Literally, he just eats yogurt all day.
I want his job. His sounds the most fun.
Right? He just gobbles up.
Not the
Oh,
most
that job,
fun.
I'd rather die.
It sounds like the least level of physical activity.
I hate yogurt.
Okay, so number 9 is sausage swiper. He hides in the rafters and steals sausages that are being smoked.
Okay.
Which, pretty straightforward. Sausage swiper. Which just makes me think
Swiper,
of
no
Dora the
swiping.
Explorer. Yes. Swiper, no swiping.
Man.
Now I have the Dora theme song stuck in my head. God damn it.
Have you ever seen the SNL sketch that's Maraca, which is it's basically Dora, but
Oh.
No.
it is so awful. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Look it up.
Okay, cool.
Can you break up 50?
No clue what you're talking about. So,
Can you tell me? Because you know how they talk to the TV,
Yeah.
like they talk at the children.
can you
Tell me why my father
the
left us?
triangle?
No.
It's all shit like that.
Oh no.
Nope.
Maraca, soy maraca. Anyway, look it up. It's,
Okay.
it's horrible.
All
It's
right.
kind of racist. It's
Probably.
incredibly racist.
Yeah. I just kind of assumed it was racist.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So number 10 is window peeper. Again,
He needs to go to prison.
no, he's not. He's not a peeping Tom. He just looks through windows in search of things to steal.
Ah. So he's a burglar.
Was I wrong? He
Yeah.
needs to go to prison.
That's conspiracy to commit burglary.
Is it? But doesn't actually steal anything.
That doesn't. It's conspiracy.
You
It
tell
doesn't
us.
Matter.
This is your story, friend.
Yes, he does steal things.
Well then, yes.
Okay.
But anyway,
I stand by my
Yes.
first.
Yes.
I mean, I think they all kind of need to go to prison, but it's fine.
Yeah, this could all be labeled like being a public nuisance or something. Like they could find a
Yeah.
way.
Being a fucking creep?
What, Hannah? You cut off.
I said being a fucking creep.
Except for that guy who just eats yogurt all
Yeah,
day.
he's fine.
I'd be like, he's a little weird.
Not if he
but...
breaks into your house to take your yogurt.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't say that. It
Yeah,
just
it
said
just says
he
he
eats
eats
yogurt.
it.
Well, okay, going off the rest of these creepos,
I'm gonna
pretty
say
sure
he sits
breaks
in the
into
middle
your-
of the town square and just like shovels yogurt with his hands and like tosses it at people.
Oh, like corn guy?
every time.
Oh my god.
Did I actually? Oh, I ended up cutting it. Super duper quick. Corn guy is the guy I saw on the Red Line train back in January who pulled out a Starbucks cup full of corn out of his coat and proceeded to eat it with his bare hands and throw it all over the train. So I cannot get corn guy out of my head. He will be there until the day I die.
Transport.
Not sure why he exists.
No. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
we don't know
Think
what was
about
going
Misha
on there.
every day.
Yeah.
Speaking of John Mulaney, this is just a John Mulaney podcast,
Yeah.
I think.
I think so.
At this point,
think
may
so.
as well be.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm fine with that.
Let's see. Okay, so we did window peeper.
Yes.
Number
Window.
11
Just
is
the
doorway sniffer.
Ew.
Yes. He has an abnormally large nose that he uses to sniff out and steal leaf bread.
To steal what bread?
Okay.
Leaf bread. I don't know.
What is
It's some
that?
Icelandic
Oh,
type
okay.
of bread.
I didn't know if I was supposed to know what that was, because I don't.
No, I didn't know, and
Okay.
I
Is
forgot to
that
look
from
it up.
Lord of the Rings? You know, the elves give him that bread.
You mean lumbus bread?
That's what I thought. Yeah.
The ones that
wrapped
they
in a leaf,
laugh. The ones that they wrap in leaves.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, that's what we're gonna pretend it's that.
Okay.
He sniffs that
That
out.
works.
Okay, but I would too, because like 4 crumbs of that and you're full.
True. That
Then I
is
would
true.
be such a fat ass.
But yeah, so he just like stands at people's doorways sniffing for this bread so he can steal it.
I don't like the word
Did you?
something sniffer.
Door sniffer.
I don't like the phrase
Doorway sniffer.
like noun sniffer. I don't know why. It just just creeps me out. I don't know why.
It makes me
Wait, but
think
what
of a
about our band
niffler.
name?
Huh?
Our band name? Cyberpunk Ludism Anarcho Glue Sniffers?
What?
I was not aware of
I'm
it.
sorry, but that's our band name.
Okay. Thank you for informing
Cyberpunk
us.
Ludism Anarcho Glue Sniffers. I saw it spray painted on an underpass
Right,
once
right. Okay.
Beautiful.
while I was urban exploring
Yes.
with a man named Pirate.
I remember now. It's just one of
I
those,
do
like,
remember that.
I don't know. It just creeps me out. That's all that I needed to say for that.
Okay.
That's why I said just ew, just reflexively whenever you said
Yeah.
the name.
I mean, the next brother's name is Meat Hook, so
Ah,
Yeah, that one doesn't bother
don't
me.
like it.
All right, cool.
I'm bothered.
Yeah.
Meat Hook uses a hook to steal meat.
Gee, what a
I
concept.
hate that. Is it like a fishing hook? Like, here's what I imagine. It's
I
like
just
a fishing
imagine
hook, except
like
it's on a
Captain
big
Hook
chain.
running around being like, "That sandwich is mine now."
Hannah, what were you
I
imagining?
hate it. I'm imagining like it's a fishing hook, except it's really big and it's also on a chain instead of a line, and he's just throwing it. I hate it. And then like a pig carcass follows.
Yeah, I mean that too.
I hate
Yeah.
it.
Um,
Let's keep going. I'm done.
okay.
I'm over it. Get away from it.
Last brother. We're on the last brother. Also, I will send you a picture of all of their names in Icelandic, because it looks, I mean, it's Icelandic, so it definitely looks like IKEA furniture names.
Love when you go to IKEA and you accidentally summon a demon.
Yeah,
Reading the
because
names
let's
incorrectly.
see. Here, we'll try this one because this one doesn't look too terrible. The last brother, his translated name is Candle Stealer. In
That's my husband.
Icelandic, it is Curtis Nickir.
Curious sneakier.
Kurtasnikir. Or something along
Curious
those lines.
sneakier.
Yes.
You gotta like lean into it. Lean into how bad you are at saying it.
Right?
That's how I speak Dutch.
But yeah, so that means candle stealer. He follows children around so that he can steal their candles, which back in the day, candles were made out of tallow, which is edible. So,
Ah, okay.
yeah, he wasn't just like stealing candles, although based off of the way Bath and Body Works line was, I would be stealing some people's candles too.
Yeah.
So, That is the 13 brothers.
Okay.
The 13 boys. And basically,
The boys.
yes, they do their little, like, we're harassing the townspeople type thing, but in, like, modern day stories for children and stuff, basically for good children, the Yule lads, because they're, like, kids will leave their shoes, like, on the windowsill at Christmas time, and, like, gifts are put into the shoes.
Kind of like, is it... Hannah, what's the Catholic one for that?
St. Nicholas Day.
Yeah, St. Nick's Day.
Yeah, we did that too
Yeah.
in Germany.
Yeah,
You
Saint
put
Nick's
out
Day.
your wooden shoes.
I mean, we did
Yeah.
it when I was at Catholic school for a hot minute. Like, we had class
Yeah,
on
and I
St.
think-
Nick's Day, and we put our shoes out in the hallway, and they put candy in it.
Don't quote me on this, but I think the Dutch do it as well.
Yeah, I just said we put our wooden shoes
Yeah.
out. It was a Dutch
Yeah.
thing.
Right. You did say that.
We
I
just
was
we
listening.
just happen to live in Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Yule lads will leave small presents in their shoes for the 13 nights of Yule.
Cool.
But that's only if the children are good. If the children are bad, the Yule lads leave a potato.
Okay, I'm gonna be bad.
I know,
because
right? Like, I was literally just
I'm
thinking
like, give
that.
me 13 potatoes.
Okay,
I'm
Mark's-
set for life.
My stepdad...
Hell yeah, who wants some lackeys? Get in line.
My stepdad's sister literally makes me mashed potatoes for Christmas and gives, like, I get an actual present, but she makes me mashed potatoes for Christmas.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
potatoes are the best.
Yeah. Like, come on, man.
I used to, because
That's not a punishment.
Before we started having Korean food for Christmas dinner, we used to do that everyone in the family would get to choose what they wanted for dinner, and my mom would make that. And mine every single year was mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese.
That
So,
sounds
like,
about right.
That is my entire diet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally all I want.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have anything else.
Oh,
for
okay.
you
I was
guys.
waiting
That
for you
the
to keep
last
going.
thing is that they
Okay.
they put potatoes in shoes.
All right. Again,
Which
not
sounds
a punishment.
unsanitary.
That is not
but
a
also I
punishment.
would,
That is
eat
the
it.
dream.
right? Give me
In my
potatoes.
book, that is a
Yeah,
reward.
that's a reward.
I don't want a present. I just want a potato. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
All right. That was a very fun Christmas episode, Shelby. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Mark Rice is
Also, you're welcome that I did my research this time.
Thank
ahead
you.
of
I was going to
time.
thank you for that as well. Thank you.
Sorry for all my trash episodes.
It's okay.
I'm a
I,
busy person.
as politely as I could, requested them to slightly organize their notes a little bit better so it was easier for me to edit things. And
Look,
Shelby
me and
did.
Hannah are
Yeah.
disasters, and we know it, and it's okay. But I
if
understand
you're
where
a
she's coming
disaster
from.
and you know it, forget to clap your hands. Oh shit, fuck.
Yep.
Yeah. So, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna go and open my dear lovely cousin got me a piñata for my birthday, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna go
Yes,
downstairs
go
and play with my
celebrate your
piñata.
birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Oh my god, it's already 4 o'clock.
Um,
We've been doing this for like 3 hours.
I know it's 5 o'clock. I'm starving.
Yeah.
I need to go eat a Dorito or something.
Okay. Okay.
All right, pick a husband from that list. That's all you get. Bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye, Merry Christmas.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
Hanukkah. All the
Happy
things.
Hanukkah.
Yes.
Oh,
Bye.
yes, Kwanzaa is starts the day after Christmas. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to The Triad. Our music is by Scott Buckley. Our audio is recorded by our sound engineers, Craig Bott and Audrey Credo.
If you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Tumblr as The Triad Podcast. Our website is thetriadpodcast.wordpress.com. There, you can find information about our latest episode, including the show notes and sources.
We're also on Patreon as The Triad. Currently, all Patreon funds will go towards the cost of hosting the show. Each tier has its own rewards, but every patron receives our undying gratitude. Do you have comments, questions, or stories? Email us at thetriadpod@gmail.com. And thank you again for listening to The Triad, where we're spooky but sensitive.